Programming question 5 looks at the DisplayBoard routine, and as we looked at in the theory questions, we've got some hard coding in here which isn't really suitable, because we've got this line here that just writes the numbers 1 to 8, and of course, as most of you have identified correctly, we've got a constant board dimension which will determine how large our board is. And if we change that constant and make it, say, a 10 by 10 grid, then this is not going to update. This is still just going to write the numbers 1 to 8, and that's going to be a bit silly. You've got a different system for numbering the ranks. If we look up here, we've got a for loop that goes rank number becomes 1 to board dimension, and it just writes that rank number. So that's perfectly logical. Whatever your board dimension is going to number up to that point. But we haven't got that for the numbering of the files, which is silly. So we're going to get rid of that line, and we're just going to put in a for loop. Very, very similar to the for loop we've already got up here. We had rank number before, 1 to board dimension, now we've got file number to board dimension. It's giving me my begin and end automatically. And I'm just going to write file number. Problem is, if I just write file number, they're not quite going to be spaced out right. We can have a look at what happens with it. You can see that I've got the numbers 1 to 8 here, so that's working correctly, but they're not in the positions we would want them underneath the board. And I've done this before as a practice exercise, and what I just had to do was just a bit of trial and error, to be honest, putting a space at the beginning, and then, oh no, sorry, that's not right, is it? That's too big. I was thinking, before we do the loop, we have to put in a start sort of empty string, because the board doesn't start right to the left of the screen. We just have to put in some blanks, and then between each number we also have to put a smaller blank just to space out between the different files. It's trial and error. We'll have to see if that matches up now. No. Okay, I've put too big a space at the beginning, and the spaces in between them aren't big enough. So we'll just shorten that a bit and lengthen that one. See where that gets us. Problem could be as well, I'm giving myself a big space at the beginning because I've got this at the very beginning, and then I've got this before each one. If I put that after each one instead, we might get slightly better results. As I said, it's just a case of playing around, really. I got it right a lot quicker the last time. It's always the way. Okay, now they're spaced out a bit too much. I wouldn't spend hours worrying about the exact number of right spaces in the exam. I think they're really just wanting to see whether you recognise that a for loop is the appropriate thing to use. The spacing, probably not too bothered by it. I'm just going to do that and be done with it. You can see the principle anyway. The idea is that you need a loop just writing the file number each time, and then as you update board dimension, the numbering of the board will update, rather than just relying on the hard coding 1 to 8 that we had before.